$3 pegged tokens, three very different design choices, and one question that will define the next decade of finance. Which stablecoin model actually scales real settlement without breaking trust? Today we're putting RLUSD, USDC, and PYUSD side by side to see how the money really moves. Whether you're new to crypto or you build payment systems for a living, this breakdown is going to make the architecture click. Stick with me to the end for the one takeaway almost nobody is saying out loud. Everything here is for educational and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. If clear, no hype crypto education helps you make sense of all this. Hit like and subscribe. It tells YouTube this series is worth showing to other newcomers, and it helps me keep building it for you. First, a quick refresher for the newcomers. A stablecoin is a digital token designed to track the value of $1. Think of it like a digital cashier's check. You can move it on a blockchain in seconds, and the issuer holds matching reserves off-chain. When you redeem the token, the issuer gives you $1 back from the reserve and destroys the token. The promise is stability. The challenge is governance. Now, the three models. PYUSD is the consumer fintech model, issued by Paxos Trust Company under New York Department of Financial Services oversight, and integrated directly into PayPal and Venmo's wallet and merchant network. USDC is the consortium liquidity model, issued by Circle, with broad exchange coverage and frequent reserve reporting designed to serve builders and venues across multiple chains. RLUSD is the institutional settlement model, launched in December 2024 and now live on both the XRPL and Ethereum networks. It's built to plug into enterprise treasury, prime brokerage, and on-ledger compliance features. Same $1 target, very different ambitions. Let's simplify reserves because this is where confidence lives. If one token equals $1 in reserve, transparency and redemption speed decide trust under stress. Consumer models emphasize familiar brands, clear user terms, and wallet UX. Consortium models emphasize public attestations and multi-exchange liquidity. Institutional models emphasize regulated custody, settlement windows, and how quickly large redemptions clear into bank money. Here's where it gets interesting. The ledger you choose changes what the token can do. On the XRP ledger, issued currency features like authorized trust lines, freeze, and clawback are built into the protocol for compliance. That means settlement logic, risk controls, and transparency queues can live closer to the payment layer. On EVM chains, programmability is flexible, but compliance is mostly implemented in smart contracts and surrounding services. If you're brand new, think of this like road rules. Some highways have speed limits painted into the asphalt. Others trust drivers and cameras to enforce. Both get you there. The difference shows up at scale, when traffic gets heavy, or when regulators inspect the roadway. Institutional money cares about predictable rules at rush hour. Use cases also reveal priorities. PYUSD optimizes checkout and consumer flows. Think rewards, refunds, and merchant acceptance where the wallet already lives. USDC optimizes market liquidity. Think exchanges, DeFi bridges, and multi-chain rails where developers need depth. RLUSD optimizes back-end settlement. Think card clearing, corporate treasury, and collateral, where seconds matter and audits are real. 3 lanes, one freeway called digital dollars. Risk management seals the deal. For a consumer token, the biggest questions are user protections, dispute paths, and brand trust. For a market token, it's proof of reserves, listing policies, and chain security. For an institutional token, it's segregation of assets, legal finality, and how settlement interacts with banking hours, clearinghouses, and collateral haircuts. The same dollar can carry very different operational risk. Let's layer in Treasury because this is where the institutional story gets exciting. If stablecoins become cash with APIs, corporates can move operating funds instantly between wallets, venues, and suppliers without waiting for batch windows. These new XRPL standards, XLS52 and XLS55, embed compliance and asset tokenization directly into the ledger. so regulated institutions can settle tokenized dollars safely. Imagine payroll float compressed, refunds settled in minutes, and merchant acquiring fees reconciled programmatically. The benefits are not just speed, they're working capital efficiency. Now to market structure, collateral. When a venue accepts a regulated stablecoin as margin, the token stops being just a payment tool and becomes a risk-managed building block. That unlocks cross-margining, hedging, and settlement nets that reduce friction for institutions. You're not just holding dollars, you're holding programmable collateral that talks to the rest of the stack. Where does XRP fit in this picture? With RLUSD now live and anchoring settlement on XRPL and Ethereum, XRP remains the native bridge asset that optimizes pathfinding across pairs and corridors. In plain English, dollars handle credit risk and accounting, while XRP handles liquidity routing and price discovery. The two are complementary. One is the cash leg, the other is the liquidity engine. For newcomers, here's a quick analogy. Think of RLUSD as the truck carrying goods, compliant, sealed, and tracked. Think of XRP as the interchange that guides trucks onto the fastest routes across a continent of roads. When both are well-designed, traffic flows smoothly even at peak hours. That is what institutions pay for: predictability. Let's contrast strengths without picking favorites. PYUSD has distribution, millions of consumers, merchant ties, and customer service muscle. USDC has liquidity, listings, developer adoption, and a cadence of public reserve information that set the standard. RLUSD positions Ripple as an institutional settlement powerhouse, custody alignment, treasury tooling, and ledger features tuned for compliance. Each can win in its lane. Overlap will grow as the rails converge. You might be wondering why USDT isn't on this list. It remains the most traded stablecoin worldwide and a crucial source of exchange liquidity. But as of now, it's issued offshore and operates outside U.S. regulatory frameworks. Tether has discussed creating a U.S.-regulated version, but no such product has launched yet. Since this video focuses on stablecoins already operating under U.S. oversight, we'll cover USDT and its global liquidity role in a separate deep dive soon. What should regulators want to see next? Clear categories for issuers, standardized reserve disclosures, auditable redemption timelines, and stress procedures that work when markets are jittery. None of that is anti-innovation. It's how you make digital dollars boring in the best way. Boring infrastructure unlocks exciting applications. Here's the under-discussed outcome if the institutional model matures. Stablecoins stop being crypto in the cultural sense and become a back-end settlement layer rated by speed, controls, and auditability. At that point, card networks, treasurers, and clearing venues treat tokenized dollars like any other high-speed rail, with dashboards, not debates. That's when adoption sneaks up on people, quietly and then all at once. So what does this really mean for Ripple? With RLUSD now live and anchoring settlement on XRPL and Ethereum, while Prime, custody, and treasury tools orchestrate flows, Ripple positions itself as an operating system for institutional money. That positioning does not depend on retail speculation. It depends on operational wins measured in minutes saved and dollars reconciled. That is a moat built from integrations, not headlines. And what does this mean for XRP? When stable dollar rails sit on XRPL, every pathfinding decision that benefits from the native asset still has a reason to exist: bridging, liquidity routing, and AMM interactions. The presence of a compliant dollar does not replace the bridge. It gives the bridge more traffic to route intelligently. Utility becomes a network effect, not a slogan. Before we wrap, a quick sanity check for everyone new here. Always verify issuer documentation, understand redemption policies, and remember that $1 on-chain depends on off-chain governance. Good systems make that governance visible and testable. If the claims are clear and the process is boring, you're on the right track. Here's the payoff: 3 models, 1 future. Consumer-first tokens may win checkout. Consortium tokens may win developer liquidity, and institutional tokens may win the back end of global settlement. If you connect those layers on a ledger built for compliance and speed, you get a money network that finally feels like the internet. That's the part I'm excited about. 3 designs, 1 goal: turning digital dollars from a concept into reliable financial plumbing. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and is not financial advice. Always do your own research and keep the discussion respectful. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, or sharing it with a friend.